Hi students, so we are back here again and today we are going to learn chapter 3 form 2. So chapter 3 we are going to talk about nutrition. So it's one of my favorite chapter and I believe this is one of the most practical chapter because usually we learn science you don't really apply in life like the chemistry word and all the names and the bombastic word. But this chapter, I would say, is one of the most chapter that relate to your life so that you know what you want to eat and when you get sick, what you are going to do and why you get sick. So probably it's due to nutrition. So usually you get sick due to three things, right? Not enough sleep, not proper diet, or not enough exercise, and so on. So, so in this chapter, we are going to learn basically the main point for this chapter is you need to learn what are the classes of food, the nutrient, and the disease like that might be happening if you don't have that vitamin. So let's look at the classes of food. So basically, food are divided into 7 classes, okay, which are carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamin, mineral, fiber, and water. So we are going to learn these 7. This one you need to know, okay? Let's say the question asks what are the 7 category. These are the 7 category. And for vitamin, it's divided to a few correct or not? Vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and vitamin K. So let's look at the first thing. Okay, I'm not going to read all these things. Let's go to the most important part and I'm just going to tell you what's going to come out for exam. As according to my knowledge, okay, as a disclaimer, later you say I didn't say then the exam. Okay, this thing you need to know, carbohydrate is made out of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So this one question might ask, okay, what are the element of carbohydrate? And then the student will say, oh my God, what do you mean by element? Because the question might say anything. What are the element of carbohydrate? What are the atoms of carbohydrate? What are the molecule of the carbohydrate? But in this different question, they are asking the same thing. Means carbohydrate inside is what is it? Element, atom, molecule is almost the same thing. Or compound. Right? Here they say the word compound, but it depends on the question. They can ask you like the element or the atoms. So it got carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, 3 atoms, which is actually is C6H12O6. Still remember this one? Okay, so we can see that in this diagram is a photosynthesis diagram. As we all know, photosynthesis is carbon dioxide with water, and due to the sunlight photosynthesis process, you will have sugar and oxygen. But of course, carbohydrates is more of a complex sugar. So we can see here C, H, and O. According to this equation, why it is this equation and this equation is not balanced. Okay, let's balance this equation. So let's see. Here got 6 carbon, just I put it here, 6 carbon. And here supposed to be 6 as well. Let's put here 6. So basically 6 carbon, throughout this process, you can see there are 6 carbon. Oxygen, there are total of, here got 6 plus, here also is not balanced, the O is 6O. So there are 18 oxygen. You can calculate by yourself, you will get back 18 oxygen. And hydrogen here got 12, 6 times 2 you get 12. So basically throughout this whole process, no new atom is created. It's just like the plant using the carbon dioxide and water to make sugar so that you can eat the plant. Correct or not? You can eat the sugar. Then this is very amazing process like using carbon dioxide and water to make food for human. And throughout this process, one thing we notice is nothing new is created. Correct or not? We don't get a new carbon, new atoms, or new things. Is 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 1 apple plus 1 apple, you get 2 apple. So basically, according to this equation, everything you get is still the same. There are no increase in the particle. It's just chemical change, I would say. Okay, so this one you need to know. And what are the function of carbohydrate? To supply a lot of energy. To supply energy, this is the function of carbohydrate. That's why we eat rice, correct or not? So that it supply energy to our body. Soalan kebat, they will ask, let's say, a boy and a girl suggest how much carbohydrate the person should take. So basically, you will say, oh, you are a doctor. So what are you going to advise to Ali? Ali is a construction worker. So since Ali is a construction worker, your answer will be something like, since he's a construction worker, he need to eat more carbohydrate because he's a blue collar construction worker. He need to work. He need to use a lot of energy. So Ali need to consume more carbohydrate. Comparing to a girl that's working in office, he use less carbohydrate. So a girl, you eat lesser compared to a guy, and it's normal. It's normal, not being stereotyping or racist or whatsoever. It depends on um your work, your life. For example, in Asian, usually we eat lesser and compared to Western, correct or not? That's why Asian usually they are smaller in size, I think. Because due to the country like in Western or Europe, they have 4 seasons. So during 4 seasons, they are feel very cold. So when they are very cold, they need to eat a lot because they need to burn a lot of calorie. Unlike in Malaysia, we always have 4 weather, which is summer, 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 and summer. Okay, so we no need to have a winter. We no need to burn so much calorie. So if you want to compare the diet of Malaysian as compared to European, of course European eat a lot, and you can see their size. Usually people in 4 seasons, their size is bigger as compared to our country, which is 4 seasons also. Example of carbohydrate, starch. Okay, so this, okay, what are these? Starch, glycogen, and cellulose. Okay, this is a more complex molecule stored by the plant. Okay, carbohydrate is a simple molecule. Just imagine atom. If you combine a lot, it becomes sugar. If I take the sugar and combine the sugar again, it will become starch, glycogen, or cellulose. Starch. Okay, so the question will ask, what is starch? Starch is the food stored by plant. Simple as that. Glycogen is a food stored in animal, and cellulose is the carbohydrate in the form of cell wall. So basically, it's just it. That's it. Okay, so basically, this is about carbohydrate. Yeah. Even though it's just a paragraph, there are a lot of questions they can ask. Okay, so I already highlight. I already explained. Let's move on. Sources of carbohydrate, I think it's very easy. We can take rice, bread, sugar, honey, potato. So basically in Malaysia, as you all can know, most of Malaysian has diabetes, correct or not? Because we Malaysian, we like to eat rice. So we consume a lot of rice, and after that we got diabetes. So basically, in the new diet, we shouldn't consume so much rice. Actually, it depends on your occupation. So if you are a student and you don't do much exercise, but you are still growing lah, so maybe you should take more protein and less of rice. I would still prefer something like potato, which is more good, okay, compared to rice because rice has a lot of sugar content. Okay, it's from sugar. Even though, and the dangerous thing about rice is sugar, when you eat you feel sweet. So at certain point when you eat too much sweet, you will stop because either you feel thirsty or you just don't want to eat. But rice is different. It is so sweet but you don't feel it. So you keep on eating, especially when you put some ajinomoto or curry, and then the food tastes very nice because you put curry and you eat a lot. And because of doing like that, a person will get very fat and he will got diabetes. So it's not healthy. I will recommend people to eat more banana, or potato or bread. When I'm talking about bread, also is the um is a self-made one. Okay, not you go out and buy. Okay, there's a different bread, and wheat bread is better, it's healthier. Okay, so let's move on to protein. Yes, so protein is for a guy. Let's say the guy want to build a lot of muscle, so he want to attract the girl, correct or not? He want to build muscle, so you need to consume a lot of protein. So when you go to gym, you want to exercise, basically the teacher trainer will tell you what are you doing, not just exercise. You think exercise just carry the weight and your muscle will grow. No, the trainer will ask you what you eat, how you sleep, and what exercise to follow so you can build your muscle. If you want to build your muscle, you just go to gym. Every day you go to gym, you simply play the stuff, and you don't control your diet, you simply eat. So after 1 month, you still same body, no six pack. You want six pack, then you need to eat a lot of protein, and you need to do a certain type of exercise. Protein. So since you're watching this, you are teenagers, you really need a lot of protein so that you can continue to be tall. For guy, right, you don't want to be short, right? So you need to be tall. So you need protein and calcium. So protein is the same. This one also exam question might ask, what are the atom, what are the molecule, what are the compound, what are the compound, but it refers back to the same question. So the element is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, same as above. It's easily to remember, C6H12O6 plus one more thing, nitrogen. Just add one only, okay? Nitrogen, and problem solved. What are the function of protein? To repair damaged cell. Let's say 2 mark for growth. What are the basic unit of protein? Amino acid. Protein, sometimes people will say protein. Sometimes people will say is amino acid. Depend on. Actually, it's the same thing. Okay, amino acid is talking about protein. Protein is talking about amino acid. Just protein is a bigger chain of molecule, and amino acid is the smaller one. Okay, but it's the same. If you combine all the smaller one, it still become a protein. Same like sugar, carbohydrate, sugar is same in a sense like if you got diabetes, you cannot eat rice because rice got sugar. Rice is sugar, sugar is rice. It's almost the same. Carbohydrate is sugar, sugar is carbohydrate. It's just like sugar got a simple type, complex type. Simple type, when you eat, you feel sweet. Complex type, like starch, when you eat, you don't feel sweet, but it is actually very sweet. It will become very sweet as you swallow down to your body. Your saliva, your enzyme will start to digest it. So it will break down it into sugar to be absorbed in your body. So it happens in your stomach, but you don't feel it. This is why it's happened in your digestion system. It will break it apart so that it can be absorbed into your blood. So same as protein, when you eat protein, it don't really digest. Your body, your enzyme will break it to the smaller unit called amino acid so that it will be digest in your body, and it will even break it down into a further smaller scale. So it's for growth, to repair cell, and to replace that cell. Okay, protein is also used to synthesize enzyme, hormone, and antibody. So these are the protein. So the question might ask, what is the disease of a personal deficiency of protein? If a person don't have protein, so what will happen? So you will see, you will become like this. You are getting very, very fat. But the boy become very fat not because of protein. Okay, you can see his here is very thin, but you can see the bone here, and the body, the stomach is filled with a fluid, liquid. Okay, so this, what is the name of this disease? So the question asks, if a person lack of protein, what disease? What are the diseases that might occur? So you say it's kwashiorkor. Remember to get the spelling right. Kwashiorkor is a kind of disease caused by protein deficiency in human diet and generally occur in children aged between 1 and 3 years old. A lot in other people country, not in Malaysia, correct or not? Because in Malaysia, everywhere you can find food. MCO also you can find food. 12 o'clock midnight you can find food. 3 o'clock AM you also can find food. Even a beggar also can find food, right? Hopefully lah, in Malaysia. Not like Africa, you can see some of this country they cannot find food. So we appreciate that what we have now. Protein. So you need to eat a lot of chicken, red meat, white meat, nuts, egg, and seafood. So it depends. I would recommend for teenagers like you, one day, if you want to be big, you can eat 2 eggs per day. I think that would be good enough. Or 3 or 4 eggs also should be good enough. Chicken and red meat, not to fry it, but just cook it as a normal. Don't fry it. Fry it will cause cancer, okay, due to the, what we call it, radical, is it? And the egg also, if you want to be healthy, don't fry the egg, okay? Half boil or full boil egg is very good. Then you can become strong and big. Then go to exercise. After eat the egg, go and exercise. And also help a person to grow. So amino acids is easy to be digest. So that's why when we buy products, sometimes they will say protein powder for the gym. Sometimes they will say amino acid powder so that it can be easily absorbed. Because if you eat doesn't mean your body can absorb. It's a different thing with eating and your body able to absorb. That's why now the Anlene also got the nano calcium to be absorbed by the body. Sometimes when you get old, you can take a lot of calcium, but you still got bone problem because your body might not able to absorb as good as when you are young. So the older people, they have the bone problem because their body cannot absorb. Even though every day she drink milk. So a lot of things need to be studied. Okay, moving on, we are going to learn about fat. So what are the elements in fat? Again, it's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So it's the same thing with carbohydrate. So basically, fat and carbohydrate is similar, right? We can see a lot of fat is butter or coconut oil. If you are hungry, you can eat rice, carbohydrate, but actually you can eat fat, you just can eat the butter or coconut oil if you want to. Fat is 2 times power of this one you need to know, 2 times of carbohydrate. Meaning that if, let's say this is a chocolate bar, if I eat if I have one piece of fats is equivalent to 2 carbohydrate. So if I eat 10 gram of oil, it's equivalent to 20 gram of carbohydrate. I don't want to say rice because it depends on what food you're eating. Different food got different amount of carbohydrate, different amount of calorie and fats. So how you want to calculate the fats? How you want to calculate the calorie? So you need to burn it. The more it can burn, the more calorie it has. So you can imagine if I take fire to burn this butter, can burn, right? It's fire. It will produce more heat as compared to if I burn the rice. Rice can burn also, correct or not? Can burn. I mean this rice also can burn. If you got proper fire, a lot of rice and the fire very big, you also can burn. This one, banana also can burn, okay? The amount of energy that can be burned showing that the amount of calorie, the energy that it can produce. So of course the nut also you can burn, the palm oil also burn. So the ratio is 2:1. So I just want to write it down. The ratio is 2:1 for fats to carbohydrate, which is 2 times is carbohydrate, the 1 is the fats. Okay, moving on. What are the function of fats? Okay, so carbohydrate can be as a source of energy, can say, or it protect the organ. Okay, so a part of it also can work as a transport for vitamin A, D, E, K, and heat insulator. Basically, I think you just need to memorize a few lah. So basically, I would suggest you to remember as a source of energy, to protect the organ, and as a heat insulator. Means if you got fat means you don't so fast feel cold, right? It's like a jacket layer of fat that protecting you. Usually thin people will feel cold, right? Fat people usually they don't feel cold as fast as thin people because fat is the like a layer of protection, the heat insulator. This also you need to know, okay? I just want to highlight this. As a transporter to transport ADEK, vitamin ADEK. So these are the things that have fats. So if you don't have too much fat, what will happen? Basically, nothing much will happen. You just become very thin, very fast. You get cold, and too thin is not healthy. Okay, you must balance. Okay, balance. Because during war, famine, when your body don't have food, the first thing it want to burn is your fat. So if you're too thin, then your body use too much energy. The first thing that they want to burn, since your body don't have fat, it will burn your muscle. So before a person die due to famine, you can see from fat become thin because the body is burning the fat. As the fat no longer can be burned, the body will burn the muscle until the person die lah, thin, and then no more muscle, then the person die. So yep, a bit of fat is healthy, healthy body. Okay, so now we want to look at vitamin. Vitamin is a whole new chapter for this category. Okay, I want to like draw a line because this is it's still the same thing, but vitamin we want to go into. You see, there's a lot of things you need to memorize. So it's like a new large topic, I would say. So vitamin is important to maintain good health. Classified into water soluble and fat soluble. So this one fat soluble we already know. Vitamin A, D, A, K, and vitamin B, C don't have. So what you need to know is this one you just need to remember one. This one you need to know the function at least one, the disease at least one. Okay, so let's go to vitamin A. Vitamin A source milk, egg yolk. Vitamin A is for eye, night vision, or healthy skin. So if like at night you cannot see properly, maybe because you don't have vitamin A, that's why it will cause night blindness because don't have enough vitamin A. So maybe the person didn't eat enough of egg yolk, fish oil, or milk. B, the disease is, I go to the disease first, then only I go to the day. The disease is very, B for very, or anemia. Anemia means not enough of blood cell, so your body will become white color, very pale white color. Correct or not? You can see your friend sometimes the face become very white. Something wrong already. Maybe he's starting to be unconscious or so on. And vitamin C is bleeding gum. So sometimes if your teeth here got the blood coming out, either you are eating or it's just a disease lah. Whether I don't know whether you feel it like certain days in your life your gums start to bleed. So this is due to not enough vitamin C. So in order to fix this, you can just eat orange, kiwi. You don't need to follow this one lah, fruit. Okay, just say orange, kiwi, anything that is sour have a lot of vitamin C. This one nowadays don't have this problem, but last time a lot of people die due to scurvy because they travel by ship. So they need to, for example, from Europe need to travel to Asia, takes around 3 months. So 3 months in the ship they didn't eat orange and kiwi. So their mouth bleed until they die and they don't know. Until they know, oh, it's scurvy. So they start to eat, put some vitamin C in the ship and easily be treated. Okay. Vitamin D is for bone. So if you don't have vitamin D, you will have ricket. Ricket is the bone bending. Instead of bone straight, it will bend like this. So your bone bend, okay? Vitamin E is for reproduction. So you can eat green vegetable, egg. If not, it will cause sterility. Sterility means can no longer have baby. So let's say the boy or the girl cannot have baby. Assuming lah, so maybe due to not enough vitamin E. okay, because the reproduction system is not good. So the person might need to eat green vegetable. Vitamin K is blood clotting for blood. So if I cut the blood coming out from my hand, and it will dry, right? Because I got vitamin K. If I cut and I need to wait for very long on it dry, maybe the person is not enough of vitamin K. So he need to eat milk, egg, or fish oil. So yep, this one you need to, the thing that I highlight, you need to know, okay? Because they just might need to ask in the exam. So that's it in this video. So that's it for this video. So I see you next time. Thank you and bye bye.